incredible. So as you saw there, I'm 17 and I'm from California, but I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. Basically, at the beginning of the quarantine, my birthday was coming up. I was turning 17 and I did not know that 17 would be a magical number for me because this day changed my life and I did not know it would change my life. So that was very exciting. I turned 17 and this piano player from Chicago contacted my dad and was like, hey, I'm not getting any work because of the quarantine. Could we set up a Zoom or something? And I can try and make a little bit of money. I want to lift people's spirits and it's a really, really hard time. So my dad was like, wow, my daughter's birthday is tomorrow. Let's get some of her friends together on Zoom like this and you can just sing and they'll hang out. But Zoom was very, very, very new. So it was quite awkward. No one was talking. There was this piano player that no one knew serenading my friends and I. And I personally loved it, but it was not their forte. So I said to my dad who was next to me, Dad, everyone's looking at me. I love this and I love you, but is there any way that we could do this later with just family or something? It's really, really awkward with my friends. So my dad said, hey, Dario, I know I'm paying you. Can we push this back an hour and I'm gonna get my friends on? So that night, it was a little bit later, all of my dad's friends were on, his colleagues, his high school friends, my family, my extended family, and myself. And we were all listening to this piano player, Dario, play Don't Stop Believing and covers of a bunch of songs. And I mean, it was the beginning of quarantine. I was having a great time. I was being weird and random on the Zoom while all of my dad's friends were on and spending my birthday with a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds instead of kids my age. So that was interesting. But my dad is friends with this 80s singer who actually popped on the Zoom and he was like, hey, Debbie, do you want to sing a song? And she started singing and playing songs on her piano. And then someone else actually added John Mayer. So that was the most exciting birthday I have ever had in my life. And I know that's not normal to have John Mayer on your birthday party. So I'm really glad I told my dad I didn't want my friends on there. So it was just for me. But they started singing and going back and forth and talking, and everyone was loving it. It was like a little private concert in your house. So from there, my dad did it another night with the piano player, and I was like loving it. I was just hanging out in my room. And after we did it a couple more times, I said to my dad, you know what? I am able to watch this. This is helping me during quarantine. This is helping all of your friends. We have this platform. Let's raise money. Let's do it for a good cause. I felt really helpless at home, and this is what I felt like I had to do because I was given the platform. And a little bit before I talk into that, into what it's become, my whole entire life, I was going to animal shelters with my grandma, and whether it was with my friends, we were making signs for the Women's March or the climate strike. And I've always wanted to use my voice and tried to use my voice, but it was something I really, really struggled with for a long time. I just felt like no one really heard me. At school, I kind of just followed my friends around, and I knew there was something inside of me that was really special, but I felt like no one was really seeing that. And obviously, there were obstacles along the way where I felt more defeated than other days. But it wasn't until the quarantine that I really, really was able to show people my voice. And I think that's the message that I'm going to leave you guys with, is how special your voice is, whether you feel heard or unheard. And if one person hears you, that can go to a million other people. So I think that's really important. But going along with my story, 5 minutes before our Zoom, we had gotten a couple more artists to join because it got a little bit of momentum. I said, Dad, I'm starting a GoFundMe. This isn't a question. We're gonna raise $10,000. And I didn't think we'd get there. I was really, really nervous about it. But this charity or organization that we chose was the LA, priorly known as the LA Free Clinic, but it's now called the Saban Community Clinic. And I chose that because my family and I have volunteered there for as long as I remember. And every Christmas, we would do something called the Adopt a Family program. And we would hang out with them before Christmas and get them presents and things that would just make them smile, and also basic things that they would need. And we would all hang out. And we ended up doing the same family every year. So immediately, obviously, they were really hardly hit during the pandemic. So that was my first choice of the organization to do. So I made a GoFundMe, not really knowing what to do. I just put in a little description of what it was. And on the Zoom, I sent the link and I kept announcing it. And I was like, I gave a description, I talked about it, and I was like, hey guys, this is what we're doing. Please, if you could donate. We understand it's a really financially straining time, but this is really, really important if you could give any amount. By the end of the 3 hours, the Zoom calls are quite lengthy. They now run anywhere between 3 to 5 hours, which is quite interesting but fun. We had raised $33,000, and I never expected to raise this amount of money. I was freaking out. I was like, what just happened? I can't believe we raised this. And my dad was like, we're going to try and raise $50,000. We're so close, we're not giving up. And I was like, there is no way that we will raise $50,000. I was really, really confused. I was like, how are we going to get that kind of money? I don't understand. By the end of the next day, we had made it to $48,000. And by that evening, we had made it to $100,000. And I was shocked. Boy, did I not think we were going to raise that much money. I wanted to raise $10,000. So now it started from something that was building a sense of community to make people feel less alone during these times, to have music bring us together, music as a live aid, and just really, really enjoy ourselves and also pass time and be able to do something with people that just brought us together. It has shifted from that, which it still is, to purely a benefit concert. So now weekly, whether it's 1 time a week or 2 times a week, my dad and I from our kitchen will host concerts in order to raise money for different charities, organizations, and hospitals that have been affected by the pandemic. So we started with the Sabon Community Clinic, which was for the homeless, and it was free healthcare and medical care. We shifted to Cedars-Sinai, which is a hospital within Los Angeles for the frontline workers and employees. And then from there, we went to the United Way. And the United Way really was a game changer for everything, in my opinion. The United Way, it was for Greater Los Angeles, but they also have a national organization. So the United Way of Greater Los Angeles was also for the homeless. And there was a pivot here. We got some momentum, and we actually had Mayor Garcetti come join us, which was so exciting. And that really legitimized what we were doing. So the next time we did the New York Public Hospitals, and we also helped the Vanderbilt Hospital along with the CDC and Hope Lodge. And we've done Baby to Baby, which helps provide formulas and basic necessities for those below the poverty line that can't afford it now. And we've done No Kid Hungry and the LA Food Bank along with Yola. And we did the United Way for 7 different cities as well, and a couple more organizations like Team Rubicon, which are for vets that are on the front line. So that's basically what my dad and I are doing. But each time we do a Zoom, I interview someone. So I've gotten a lot of practical and skills and speaking skills out of this. I was terrified to speak in front of an audience. I would always be like, I'm so nervous. And that was really, really hard for me to speak in front of people because it was never what I was good at. I stumble a lot. So that was interesting. But now I interview someone and we bring, thank you, I read the chat. We bring awareness about why you need to donate, what you can do if you can't donate. And not only are we spreading love and joy, but we're trying to do our part. And from April 4th, when it started as a benefit concert, the very first one, to June 22nd, we have raised over $5 million, which is unbelievable from me being like, I want to raise $10,000, we are now at 5 million. And that's the craziest part, to know that I said, Dad, I want to raise $10,000. Let's start a GoFundMe. And I used my voice, and I kept talking and talking and talking on every Zoom. The first 45 minutes would be a little info session, like I said, just bringing awareness and seeing why these organizations and these people were very hardly hit and how they're being affected by the pandemic. When I understand my privilege so much, and I'm so fortunate to be doing this. Approximately Logan Paul's house. I'm sorry, I read that. I understand my privilege. Like I said, I'm so fortunate. And for me, I couldn't just do nothing during the pandemic. If I could do my part and raise $100, if I could do my part and raise 1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 or 5 million, that's what I feel like I'm called to do. So my dream was to be a director. I wanted to be in the film industry. I thought that was for me. I thought this is what I was about. I thought that was my calling. But now my eyes have been opened to so much, and I never want to stop giving, and I never want to stop helping out. And this has been such an incredible opportunity for me to not only bond with my dad, but for me to grow as a person and for me to discover my voice. And like I said in the video, it's magical. I hope you guys can all join if you want. We're doing another Zoom this weekend, and I can give Marianne the link and you guys can all come. It's really, really great. And you don't need to have your face on like this. You can play it in the background. It's just really, really fun. It's stories. They go deeper than the music, who the artist is. My dad and I, it's like we're having our own little like show. We host it. We talk to them, and it's really, really incredible. And it's beyond what I ever imagined, but it all started with one voice that I thought wasn't heard by anyone. And now we have about 1,000 people join us, 500 to 1,000 people join us every time. And it's private because of copyright reasons, or else we would share it with the whole entire world. But that is my story. And from this point on, I'm never going to doubt my voice because it's a lot more powerful than I think. So I think the message I will leave with you is, whether you feel unheard or not, and you don't think you'll be able to reach out to so many people, believe in yourself, because one person could hear your story or hear your voice and believe in you, and they can pass it on to the next and to the next. And before you know it, you'll be speaking to everyone in the whole entire world. So thank you guys.